I'm that. Don't get confused, cause even when I prayed I didn't lose. Machine.
I done seen the best of them jammed up. 25 to life and the can't stop. Never met a man that they can't talk. We're talking on the phone, they can hear us. 7 in the morning and they in my home. My bank account's froze, what is going on? Why it all start going wrong? From talking on the phones.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Kansas City Chiefs. Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Seattle. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Move the team! I'll go special! I'll go special!
They go play action here on first down. And it's hauled in by Nick Vanell. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. That one goes for 24 yards. They snap it at one. Now Wilson. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground. The tight end, Ed Dixon, was the target, and that'll bring up second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Second and 10 now, Wilson. And it's hauled in by Ed Dixon. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the play.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a game in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because Most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, a new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off here by Anthony Hitchens. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, when someone other than the quarterback is throwing the football, it's either beautiful or a disaster, and here it was the latter.
Nowhere in between, right? I think you're exactly right. It takes some fortitude to call that type of a play, but when it doesn't work, oh boy, you wish you hadn't.
That'll go down as a loss of 8, and it'll make this a 2nd and long. Here's Mahomes to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball. Sammy Watkins, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
51 yards on the punt there. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Jaron Brown, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
They really turned it loose, didn't they? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. Finds a seam inside the 40. Oh, he's got a man wide open. Complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Ed Dixon. 51 yards. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And very little daylight there. They'll get a couple up to the 44.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, Creases tend to develop.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. K.J. Wright coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7. Going to need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. A good pickup there of 20 yards. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Barkevious Mingo. Coming in hard on the blitz. He gets him down for a loss of 4. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Mahomes going to throw. Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Maxwell. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. He was looking for Watkins that time.
Well, hey, we got to get in the AFC Week 1 talk. We talked about the NFC and what to look forward to on their schedule, but there's some great AFC games as well.
Yeah, many people believe the AFC West is as good a division as there is in the NFL. How about this for an opener? The Kansas City Chiefs headed to take on the Los Angeles Chargers. Patrick Mahomes, the new quarterback for KC, has to deal with the pass rush of Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram of the Los Angeles Chargers. And a second one that catches my eye is Houston and New England. The Texans always trying to measure themselves against the Patriots. Now they get back Deshaun Watson. They get back J.J. Watt and Whitney Merciless, and they take on the defending AFC champs in Foxborough.
And one crossover game that's pretty interesting. How about Jacksonville against the Giants?
What I like about that one is you have a Jacksonville team that came so close to getting to the Super Bowl last year, but they and the Giants have a similar philosophy about how to play the game. They're going to be physical. They want to run the football. So Leonard Fournette for Jacksonville and the rookie for the Giants, Saquon Barkley, they could both get a lot of carries in that game. And last but not least in that one, how about Pittsburgh at Cleveland? People don't think about that game very much, but this has been the summer of the Cleveland Browns in preseason. Will Baker Mayfield actually hit the field? And can Cleveland start a new era with a big win over Pittsburgh?
They'll run with McKissick. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. But just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And that is caught. But he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. Baldwin with it over the middle. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. Now the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead.
Man, he just ran a terrific route. Extremely hard to defend when it's run that precisely and the ball's delivered that accurately.
This time, the extra point up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. Out to kick is Janikowski. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42-yard line. Great return.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get it to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
The Chiefs in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. K.J. Wright in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Throwing now is Mahomes. The tight end Kelce has it over the middle. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. And the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. Throwing is Mahomes on third. And this is caught by Watkins. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Mahomes now on first down. And that's off the mark, incomplete. Demetrius Harris, the intended target. And it's second down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
And a nice gain of 21 yards.
There's so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. He'll get it up the middle. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true.
And that's caught. It's Kelsey. Touchdown, Kansas City. Travis Kelsey from 8 yards out. And the Chiefs are able to get this back within a touchdown.
Well, the lost sleep that the defensive coordinator had all week preparing for this game, a good portion of it was trying to prepare for him because he's absolutely a phenomenal player.
And a lot of times around the goal line, they know it's going to him. It's just so hard to stop.
And that's where it really becomes difficult because you're exactly right. They know it's going to him, yet they still can't stop it. That tells you when you're a dominant player.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out.
Zebra. Come on, tempo.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. Forced out to his leg. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing it incomplete.
And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Chris Jones in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Here's Wilson to throw. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. Final play of the half, it's Wilson. He finds his man, Baldwin. Past the 20. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors. Overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. On second down, here's Mahomes. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. First catch there for Hill, and he's got a first down. On first down, Mahomes. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, ball's out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Now here's Mahomes. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Mahomes to the former Rams, Sammy Watkins for the Kansas City first. Mahomes now on first down. Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got it. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Mahomes will bring him up first and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Maxwell. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. Not that time for Watkins. Well, CD, regular season inching closer. You know, looking at the ledger of the games, we'll just stick with the NFC right now, but it starts with a bang, Atlanta at Philly on the 6th.
How about the last 2 teams to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl head-to-head to start the season? The Falcons, they didn't win it. Philadelphia did. And then how about this for a second game? San Francisco at Minnesota. In normal years, it doesn't get as much attention, but how about now? Jimmy Garoppolo leading the 49ers to take on now Kirk Cousins' Minnesota Vikings.
Anything else there from the NFC Week 1 catching your eye?
Well, I think the Dallas Cowboys at Carolina, that definitely does, because the Cowboys are trying to get back to the playoffs. Dak Prescott, full season of Ezekiel Elliott, and, of course, number 1, the big man, Cam Newton, will welcome them to Charlotte. And to finish things off, the last game of the season openers, the Los Angeles Rams, last year's revelation, taking on John Gruden's Oakland Raiders. How about that?
And he's got Lockett. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. So not only do they convert on 4th, but they pick up 22 yards in the process. Wilson now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. On first down, Wilson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Reggie Ragland coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. On second down, here's Wilson. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
3rd and long, it's Wilson. He's going deep for Brown. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at the 20.
Here we go now. Blue 45. Blue 45.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And now another one thrown incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free.
We're into the 2nd half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially.
And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. On 2nd down, Wilson. And Dixon over the middle. And he's brought down after a good gain. A nice gain of 21 yards.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's...
And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Justin Houston. Tough to handle on that blitz. He gets him for a loss of 5.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. K.J. Wright getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 8, and he's gonna go down again. Bobby Wagner in there to get him, and this pass rush strong now. That sack's on back-to-back plays. Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack for Mahomes and company. Mahomes now to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. He's picked off near his own 48. Watkins, the intended receiver.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. D. Ford in there to bury him for a loss of 11. 1st down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Wilson. Baldwin with it over the middle. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That catch good for 8, but still, it's 3rd and goal now.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Make it a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks capitalize on this short field as they take it in for 6. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the second extra point he's missed so far. Out to kick is Janikowski.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at the 40. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
They held him in check on the scoreboard. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City 1st down. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. From midfield, here's Mahomes. Throwing the slant pattern here, complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter, and find their way open.
The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another 1st down.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence, or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook and a great grab on the other end. He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free.
And that incompletion was caused by the defense. I think they were trying to get one into the middle of the field, trying to find a receiver there, but they were in zone defense. And what are the advantages of being in zone? Eyes and reaction. Eyes meaning all eyes are on the quarterback and able to react when he throws the football and rally to that spot, and that's exactly what happened there. Able to get there and knock it away.
Now it's Mahomes again. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. He'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
Big jumbo! Big jumbo! Big jumbo! Gotta go, in and out, let's go. All right.
They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. Here's Wilson, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. And this is going to be incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Now here's Michael Dixon on for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep. And a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
14. Come on, let's go.
Wilson wants to throw it. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. The intended target, Doug Baldwin. And now it's 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Now Wilson. He's going to sling this deep downfield. This is caught inside the 15. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.
Hey, what's up, gang? Let me go secure for the game right quick.